Welcome back to the English Pulse. All right, Chloe, it is time to open up our listener mailbag, and oh boy, do we have a fascinating letter today.
Ooh, I love the mailbag episodes. Tell me, James, what secrets are our listeners sharing with us this week?
Well, it comes from a 25-year-old man who is incredibly successful, but behind closed doors, he is secretly fighting a massive daily battle.
A battle? Is it about a difficult boss, a hidden talent, or a terrible habit?
It is actually a habit that is completely costing him his health. And I think a lot of our listeners are going to relate to this. He writes,
Hi, Chloe and James. I'm a huge fan of the English Pulse. I'm writing to you because I really need a second opinion. I'm 25, I exercise, and I eat well, but my sleep is a total disaster. I work in marketing, which means I have to stay on top of online trends, get creative ideas, and manage big digital projects. Because of this, I'm glued to my computer screen all day long. I love my job and I want to succeed, so I work incredibly hard. But lately, my hard work is costing me my health. I've noticed that I've lost the ability to just sit quietly. I feel incredibly unsettled whenever I'm away from a screen. To cope with that restless feeling, I scroll through my phone during my lunch breaks, late at night in bed, and even the very minute I wake up in the morning. Lately, it's catching up to me. I'm experiencing constant headaches, dry eyes, low energy, and terrible neck pain. I'm starting to feel so confused. Is working hard supposed to feel like this? Am I the problem, or is my routine the problem? I want to change these habits for better sleep, but it feels impossible to break the cycle. Do you have any tips for me?
Wow, James, that letter really hits home.
It does, doesn't it?
My heart goes out to him. He's trapped in a classic modern dilemma. He feels like he has to choose between his health and his career success.
Exactly, Chloe. And let's be clear, he is definitely not alone.
Oh, absolutely not. Sleeplessness is a massive global issue right now.
It really is. Millions of young professionals are burnt out. Listeners, pay attention to that phrase. Burnt out means you are completely exhausted from working too hard.
That is a great phrasal verb to know. Can you give us an example?
Sure. If you keep working 14 hours a day, you will get burnt out very quickly.
So true. And because he works in marketing, he feels the pressure to constantly keep up with the latest trends.
Keep up with is another good one. What does that mean exactly?
It means to stay informed or move at the same speed as changes. For example, it is exhausting trying to keep up with every new social media app.
It really is. So to our listener, please don't be too hard on yourself.
I agree. You are fighting a global culture that rewards constant connection.
Exactly. It's not just your problem, it's a universal challenge.
Let's look at his physical symptoms: headaches, dry eyes, and neck pain.
Classic digital eye strain. Doctors even call that neck pain text neck.
Wow, text neck. That makes total sense. But what about the psychological side?
That's what really stands out to me. To stand out means to be very noticeable or easy to see. For example, his creative marketing ideas really stand out from the rest of the team.
And what stands out to you in his letter?
He mentioned feeling unsettled, away from his screen. That's a clear sign of digital dependency.
You mean his brain is just addicted to the stimulation?
Exactly. His brain is so used to constant hits of excitement from his phone that silence feels boring or uncomfortable.
And notice how this screen time creeps into his entire day. It's during lunch, late at night, and early morning.
Creeps into, that's a spooky phrasal verb.
It is. It means to gradually enter a place or routine where it shouldn't be. Like this. Bad screen habits easily creep into our morning routines if we keep the phone by the bed.
And because he never disconnects, his mind can never wind down.
It destroys his productivity because he has less energy the next day. It's a vicious, unhealthy cycle.
All right, let's give him some actionable advice. He wants to stay confident and productive at work, but he needs his health back.
We have 5 things he can do starting today. First up, batching content consumption.
How does that work in practice?
Instead of scrolling all day long, he should set aside specific times for trend research. Set aside means to reserve or save time for a specific purpose. For example, I set aside 30 minutes every afternoon just to read industry blogs.
I love that idea, Chloe. So he tells himself, I only look at trends at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m.
Exactly. It removes the urge to scroll constantly.
And he can focus heavily on his current projects without being distracted by notifications. That actually makes him a better marketer.
Precisely. He controls the phone. The phone doesn't control him.
Perfect. What is our second strategy?
It targets those physical symptoms, the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds.
Oh, this one is incredibly practical for anyone staring at screens all day.
Why is that?
Well, when you look at a screen, you actually blink less. That causes dry eyes. By looking away at a distant object, you let your eye muscles relax and reset.
It takes less than a minute but stops headaches before they start. I need to do that more often. What's number 3?
That brings us to our third tip, establishing a tech-free lunch break. He needs to disconnect during lunch entirely, leave the phone at the desk, go for a short walk outside.
Do you actually do this, James?
I do now. This is where I can really relate to our listener, Chloe. I used to eat lunch with my left hand and scroll through sports news with my right hand.
Classic multitasking mistake. How did you feel?
I thought I was relaxing, but I always returned to work feeling stiff and tired. When I started leaving my phone at my desk and walking around the block for 15 minutes, my neck pain completely disappeared.
Wow, really?
Yes. Plus, getting fresh air actually boosts creativity for afternoon projects.
That's amazing. Our fourth strategy is to replace night scrolling with a brain dump through journaling.
A brain dump? Tell us more.
He can write down all his work anxieties or ideas on a physical piece of paper right before sleep. This helps the brain switch off.
Let's define that phrase for our listeners. Switch off means to stop thinking about work or problems and finally relax. For instance, it's hard to switch off your mind after a stressful meeting.
Exactly. Journaling is perfect for marketing minds because creative people have brains that don't want to stop.
I agree. If you don't write those ideas down, your brain will keep repeating them all night, keeping you awake. Putting them on paper tells your brain the ideas are safe, now we can sleep.
Finally, our fifth suggestion, use an old-school alarm clock. Buy a traditional clock and charge your smartphone completely outside of the bedroom.
I did this exact thing last year and it completely changed my life.
Oh, come on, James. Seriously? An old-school alarm clock?
I'm serious.
I find that so hard to believe. You're a tech guy. Didn't you miss having your phone right there?
I know it sounds ancient, Chloe, but it works. At first, I hated it. I felt that exact unsettled feeling our listener talked about.
So how did you overcome it?
Because the phone wasn't next to my bed, I couldn't reach for it at 2 a.m. when I woke up. I had to just roll over and go back to sleep. And in the morning, I woke up to a simple beeping sound instead of a flood of work emails. It protects your bedroom as a sanctuary for sleep.
Well, if a tech lover like you can do it, then our listener can definitely do it too.
Absolutely. Now, listeners, it's your turn to practice your English and improve your life. It's time for today's interactive listener challenge.
Ooh, I love this part. What's the challenge today, James?
We have 2 challenges for you. Challenge number 1 is a speaking challenge. We want you to record a 60-second voice note detailing your current bedtime routine.
Fun. And they should try to use some of today's vocabulary, right?
Yes, try to use at least 2 new phrasal verbs we discussed today, like wind down or switch off. You can send them to our podcast email or practice speaking out loud to yourself.
Great. And what's challenge number 2?
Challenge number 2 is an action challenge. Tonight, we challenge you to put your phone in another room or away from your bed 30 minutes before sleep. Try it just for 1 night and report your results in the comments section of this episode.
I love that. Let's see how many of our listeners can actually do the old-school alarm clock method like James.
I'll be checking the comments to see your progress.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode of the English Pulse.
To the wonderful marketer who sent us the letter today, we want to leave you with a quick note of encouragement. You are incredibly hardworking, and that drive to succeed is beautiful. But remember, your health is the foundation of your creativity. Taking care of your sleep isn't lazy. It is actually a smart business strategy to help you perform even better. You can break this cycle, one small step at a time.
Well said, James. We believe in you. Thank you so much for listening today, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and try out those challenges.
Sleep well tonight, keep practicing your English, and we'll see you next time on the English Pulse. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.